What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and there's been some changes to the beta in the most recent patch, which we have patch notes for, which for the most part doesn't really affect goldmaking, but there is one change that massively impacts goldmaking, and this one is a huge nerf to pretty much anyone, but especially in the 20% that we're planning to put in maximum effort at the launch itself. For 80% of people, if you just want to farm gold or something, it probably won't affect you, but if you have, for example, herbalism, mining, or skinning, this would still impact you. So there's been some changes to the beta that I wasn't even expecting. This is something that was there throughout the entirety of Dragonflight, so they just decided to not have this feature here in the War Within, which, looking at it from an outside perspective, is not bad. I'm just surprised, but overall I think it's a good change. So what are we talking about here? Well, I'm just going to read you the patch notes right now, so pulling this up, I'm not going to go through the entire patch notes, because if you scroll up here, it's actually not that much, it's only some classes and stuff, but the thing that we are interested in is this right here. Professions, the Artisan Security Reagent cost for rare and epic profession tools and accessories may now only be provided by the customer for crafting orders, and this is quite significant. I have made some videos on this in the past, and right now on the beta, this is going to simulate how it is at the launch as well. When you go to a crafting order NPC, you can then go to profession equipment, and let's just say I have tailoring right now, for example, but I'm spec'd into, let's just say that I'm spec'd into tailoring, cooldown crafting, which is what most of you will be spec'd into. At that point, you are not specified into making equipment, and you can't even make all the equipment either, so you need other people to make the equipment for you. Now, what a bunch of us were planning here is to have alts that can make this, and then we use their acuity, because in the past, when I make a personal order right here, I could send this order to Solheim Craft, for example, and let's just say that Solheim Craft had engineering and was going to make this item at the highest quality possible. Previously, you did not have to supply the acuity, which means that I could use Solheim Craft's acuity to make this and send this to Solheim, which is then going to be the crafter. So a bunch of people, myself included, had leveled up alts in Mist of Pandaria Remix, for example, to then burn those alts at the launch by spending the acuity on those alts to basically get tools on the main, because when it comes to making tools and accessories, all of them will cost you 300 acuity, and if you open up tailoring, for example, you have room for 1 tool and 2 accessories. So 3 times 300, you will need 900 acuity, which is incredibly hard to get. Especially at the launch, it will be very hard, and for most people that will take weeks, if not even months, but probably just weeks, to get 900 acuity, to get all the rare tools and accessories. There are still some tips and tricks that you can use here to get more acuity, which I cover in my Goldmaking Guide, which I'll be talking more about later in the video, but I'm just going to mention it now as well. There's a link to it down below, and more information in the comments down below as well, so you can feel free to check that one out for more information on goldmaking and how to kind of circumvent this nerf by putting in a little bit more work and getting that acuity for yourself. But the TLDR of this nerf is that your crafting characters will now have to supply all the acuity themselves. So you cannot use your alts to funnel acuity into one character. You will have to supply the acuity for all of these items by yourself. And when you look at them, for example, if you look at the accessories, if we just go to, for example, the needle set right here, look at the stats, 95, 95, and plus 11. Going over to a green one, so this needle set right here, 69, 69, and plus 5. So just from the stats themselves, it's a massive upgrade from green to blue, and you also get plus 6 skill, which is also going to be important. So when it comes to making profit with professions, getting these rare tools will be absolutely crucial, and the people that will be able to get these tools on week 1, day 1, week 2, whatever, basically the people that get the rare tools as soon as possible, they will be who decide the profitability in the market, because they will make profit no matter what, and if they want to drive the other people out of the market, they're just going to reduce the profit as much as they can while still making profit, and that way they can make, let's just say they make 200 gold per craft they do, and you make nothing. For you, that profession suddenly looks trash, but for the people that have the rare tools, they once again make 200 gold profit for every single craft that they do, and that craft can, for example, be something as easy as making bolts. If you have the rare tools, and as much stats as possible, let's just say you make 100 gold profit per bolt, and they sell like hotcakes. You will get rich, but anyone who doesn't have the rare tools that you have, they literally lose gold on their crafts, so they won't even touch that market. Now, once again, I'm actually quite surprised when it comes to the patch notes here. I'm just going to read them once again. So you can now, the Artisan Security reagent cost for rare and epic tools and accessories may now only be provided by the customers for the crafting orders, and I'm quite surprised about this because in Dragonflight, throughout the entire expansion, you were able to, when you made a personal crafting order, to not put in the Artisan's metal back in Dragonflight. Even testing it like a couple of weeks ago, even now, just to make some tools myself, I was making this one, for example, I didn't even have to provide the metal. Even now, you don't even have to provide the metal, so when you go to a personal crafting order, for example, you don't have to provide this. It's only the acuity. So this just shows you that they have learned from the Dragonflight expansion, and people might be going a little bit harder now as well, because acuity works like metal does. When Dragonflight came out, that was completely new, so people didn't have 200 alts to funnel metal to their mains, at least most people didn't, and people just got Artisan's metal the quote-unquote normal way. Now we are degenning a little bit harder, we know everything about metal from Dragonflight, and in the War Within, the Artisan's acuity works in a very similar way. So it looks like Blizzard wants everyone to kind of have the same start, where if I have 100 alts and you have 1, we should still have the same ability to make as much gold as possible, which I think is a good thing. I really do think this is a good thing that you have to supply the acuity. It's just a lot of people will probably be pissed off because they have been spending a lot of time right now in the Mists of Pandaria remix event to level up characters and planning on burning them when the launch comes out to then funnel tools to their mains. But overall, very good change. I'm excited to see how this plays out, and we have a couple more tips and tricks up our sleeves, which I'm also interested to see if Blizzard does anything about. Now, if you want to learn more about those tips and tricks and you want my help when it comes to making gold, check out my Goldmaking Guide through the link down below. This is a Goldmaking Guide that I've made specifically for the War Within. It is currently 88 pages long, we go deep into every single profession, and we even have solo gold farms and group gold farms which you can do when the launch comes out. Like, we even have a couple of those in early access right now in video format that will eventually go live on YouTube, but you will have access to them right now. In addition to that, we have a couple of exclusive videos. Actually, we have 3 exclusive videos right now, which this one right here, exclusive next level gold making, taking gold making to the next level, and then we have another one right here, which is an absolutely broken gold making strategy that I'm still hoping doesn't get nerfed. We'll have to wait and see, but this one could print millions of gold, and that's an exclusive video that will never go public. You only get this by having the guide, and we will have multiple videos like this. Like, even now before the launch, we have 3 videos like this. And I'm even going to be working on a 4th exclusive video after making this one right now, because I have another thing that I'm going to go and test on the beta right now. And if that works the way I want it to work, then that's going to be a 4th exclusive video that you get by having the guide before the expansion comes out. And the plan is to have a couple of exclusive videos in the expansion itself as well. Plus you get early access to all of my gold farming videos, crafting videos, any way that I make gold. I try to make them in early access, that way you can have access to them a couple of hours before they go public, sometimes days before they go public, and I just try to keep it early access as long as I can, meanwhile also making those videos live on YouTube while they are relevant, to make sure that everyone can benefit from them, but I do want to give even more back to the people that support me by getting that gold making guide. Either way, huge nerf to gold making will affect a bunch of people. Overall, I'm happy about the nerf, but I'm also kind of sad at the same time, if that makes sense. Let me know your thoughts on everything in the comments down below, and that is pretty much what I have for you today. Thank you for watching as always, I really do appreciate it. We are getting so close to the War Within's launch, and to be honest, I'm not ready. Well, technically I am, but I don't feel like I am, and this launch has just been creeping up, and time is going so fast. I don't understand. I hope you're as excited as I am. I'll be streaming probably the entirety of the launch on Twitch as well, which is a link down below if you want to check me out when I'm streaming. Either way, that's the video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next one very soon.